This is Chop Shop by John Bannon, a brand new packet trick from Penguin Magic and the legend himself. Is this trick right for you? Stick around because today we're going to find out. As always with my reviews, I'm going to do a quick performance of Chop Shop. Now here I have 3 jokers and 1 queen. The jokers are actually blue-backed and the queen is the only red-backed card. I'm going to sneak the queen back into the packet, not once but twice, without you looking. I'm going to place the queen in my back pocket, but when I snap, it's already done. I snuck the queen right back into the pack without you even noticing. Isn't that crazy? You didn't even notice. We'll try it once more. But this time, I know you guys are going to be watching extra closely. So I need to do some misdirection. So I'm going to make you look where you shouldn't be. Look, did I make you look right there? I made you look. And that was when I actually secretly snuck back in the queen again. But I actually cheated you, I tricked you. Because, not once but twice, because this isn't the queen of spades. This is the ace of spades. And these aren't the jokers, these are the aces. And that's Chop Shop by John Bannon. I hope you all enjoyed that performance of Chop Shop. First off, I'd like to let all magic distributors and creators know if you want me to review your product, contact me at bffanmail@gmail.com. I also do free Magic Monthly giveaways, and all you have to do to be eligible is subscribe. Now let's talk about Chop Shop. What do you get when you buy Chop Shop? When you buy Chop Shop, you will receive this magnetic enclosed box. And inside the magnetic enclosed box, you will receive all 7 of the specially printed gaff cards required to perform the effect. You'll also receive the link to the tutorial and password on the p3magic.com website. Now, what's the quality of the gimmick? The cards have no moving parts whatsoever. They'll have about the same shelf life as regular playing cards. The cards come ready to go out of the box in English. It says look in English, but it is very easy to make your own set to customize Chop Shop to different languages. However, you don't get the materials to do so. There's no rough and smooth involved, no magnets, elastics, plastidip, or anything that will wear out. These gimmicks are printed on made-in-back design playing cards, and they have a USB-C printing. So that's a bit important to note. They're not bicycle, they're made in back. It's not something anyone ever notices, but I know a few people who kind of complain about having made in back. But I love made in back. They're almost the exact same as bicycle rider back. No one ever notices the difference. Now, how's the tutorial? The tutorial is nice and short. It's 17 minutes long. Erik Tait and John Bannon are in the p3magic.com studios, or the P3 Magic studios, and they go through all the subtleties and everything else you need to know. And do you know what? As nice as it is to sit down and watch a 9-hour Craig Petty tutorial, sometimes it's nice to have a quicker tutorial that still covers everything you need to know. Erik and John are both mic'd up and you can see them very well. The video's high quality. They go through the routining, why John made the trick the way he did, and the method of the effect. They leave no stone unturned, and the tutorial is good. I actually sat down with Erik Tait. We talked about why Chop Shop is something Erik does so often, because when I saw this, I initially glossed over it. So I thought, well, there are so many more powerful, impactful power packet tricks, like Spin Doctor, another brilliant trick by John Bannon, and Poker Test, and many tricks like that. Erik told me this is something he uses in the restaurant work he does in Columbus, Ohio, because there are often repeat customers in the restaurant, and sometimes people bring their friends. So when that happens, he pulls out something that none of the people at the table have seen. Chop Shop by John Bannon. The thing is that this takes up no space in your case or your brain, because as long as the cards are all set up in the right order, it's just muscle memory, one move. The one move, which we'll talk about later, can just be is repeated over and over and over again. That's why this is such a good packet trick to carry around. The small downside is if you carry this around, you're sacrificing a small amount of power in the effect that you could have. This isn't as powerful as some things like Spin Doctor, but it still gets jaw-dropping, good reactions. Other packet tricks are strong, and this is too, but in return, you don't even have to think about how you're doing this. You don't even have to think about the procedure or the pattern. You can just focus on presenting it to your audience. So the method lives rent-free in your head, and that is one of the things I love about Chop Shop. I really do love Chop Shop. I've used it in the past few gigs. It is a really fun comedic piece because there's a lot of comedic parts tied in, like the look. The look card is really fun to use. Is this a social media or a real life effect? Chop Shop would play really well in either social media or real life because there are some surprising visual moments that could be used online and also in real life. What are the angles like? With Chop Shop, you can be completely surrounded 360 degrees, but you won't want people underneath you, which is a given. That wouldn't usually happen unless you're on stage, but the angles are perfect. Are there live performances? Yes, the tutorial does have live performances. Is this examinable? At the end of the routine, the cards are absolutely examinable. At the beginning and the middle, the cards can't be examined, however. Let's talk about the difficulty and practicality of this effect. How hard is Chop Shop to do? It's not difficult at all. If you can do an Elmsley count, you'll be able to do this. The pattern is also pretty intuitive and easy to remember. Although the Elmsley count is not a normal Elmsley count, it uses a bit more cards, so it'll take some practice. But once you nail it down, you should be good. It's possible to flash if you don't have a good count. However, just practice, and even if there's a little flash, if it's your audience isn't burning the cards, so just glaze over it like it's nothing and then continue the effect. But they go through all of that in the tutorial. How practical is Chop Shop? Chop Shop is really practical. It plays very well in close-up, walk-around, and cocktail magic, and there are built-in bits of comedy with this, which adds to the effect. Also, you don't even need a table to do this. Is there any DIY? There's no DIY required, but because the cards come ready to go right out of the box. But if you want to customize the cards to another language, you need to get a joker from a yellow bicycle deck or a contrasting bicycle deck from red and blue, and write the word look on the back of that card in your language. You don't need yellow cards. You could use green bicycle cards. I made my own set with a green look card. But it's very easy if you want to change the language. What is the pocket space? The pocket space required is very little. All you're carrying around is 7 cards, which is quite thin. What is the reset like? This effect has a quick reset. When you're first learning the trick, it's easy to mess up the reset by putting the cards in the wrong order. But once it's intuitive to you, it takes less than 3 seconds to reset. And you can do it under a table or casually in front of your audience. The reset, if you're in an offbeat moment, you can easily just bring the cards out while your spectator's not burning your hands and put them in the right order. I wouldn't do it if you don't have an offbeat moment, so that's up to your judgment. But yeah, the reset's quick. It takes less than 5 seconds. What is the price of this? Chop Shop only costs $20 US. Is it worth the price? Yes, it is worth the price. You get your specially printed gaff cards and the tutorial with all the subtleties from master magician John Bannon and Erik Tait. It's easy to make your own set as well once you know the method, so this is the right price. $20 is fair. The pros and cons. What are the pros and cons of Chop Shop? First of all, the pros. The pros are this is a hard-hitting packet trick. Also, it's easy to do, and the method takes up little to no space in your head. It's rent-free in your head. Also, there are multiple phases of hard-hitting magic with this, and there's a kicker ending. The reset is really quick. You could do it in your front of your audience or under a table if you wanted to. The tutorial is really nice and concise, but they still go through everything you need to know and leave no stone unturned. The packaging is nice. The cards are obviously well made. It's bicycle cards. You can also make your own sets. There are bits of comedy in this that I use this in the past couple walk around gigs I had this week. The look is really, don't underestimate the look comedic effect, the look card, because no one's expecting that. When you say, I'm going to misdirect you, they don't expect a card in yellow to say look. So it's fun. Also, there's no table required, and this has a kicker ending, and not much pocket space is required, as I mentioned. The cons are this is a little less powerful than some other packet tricks, but it's still worth doing because it does get good reactions, but it is powerful, don't get me wrong, but it has less of that boom impact than something like Spin Doctor would or Poker Test would. But I'll still be using this, I'll tell you that for sure. Another con is it's easy to mess up the reset when first learning this. If you put the cards in the wrong order, the trick will not work. But that's it for the cons. What percent do I give this? John Bannon's Chop Shop gets an 85% from me. It's definitely something you should consider. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.